So coming down to lie on your back with your feet hip width apart and your knees up towards the ceiling. Pull your belly button in, lift the muscles of the pelvic floor and allow the shoulder blades to drop down the back. Bring your hands down by your side and just ground yourself into that position so you feel neutral, you feel grounded and you feel engaged through the core. So from here we'll start really basic and we'll just start with the lower body. So all I want you to do is lift one heel up off the floor, then lift the leg to a 90-degree position. Tap the foot back down and lower the heel. So you're scooping, lift the heel, lift the leg, so again the whole leg moves into that 90-degree position. We're not dropping the heel, we're moving the leg down to tap and then heel goes down. So we lift the heel, bring it up, tap down, make sure the back isn't arching, lower the heel, lift the heel, scoop through the core, and that just gives you a little bit more control through the core and through your lower abdominals. So let's repeat a few times. Now let's add on. So this time we're going to lift the heel, bring the leg up to that 90-degree position, lift the heel on the other foot, come up to that 90-degree position, tap the toe, lower the heel, tap the toe, lower the heel. Now we're going to lift both the legs. So again, if you don't feel you're ready for this, stay with your other variations. Scoop the tummy muscles, lift your heels, then transition up to that tabletop position. Lower the legs, make sure the back isn't arching, the core is engaged, and then lower the heels. So we scoop, lift the heels, lift it up, lower, lower. Let's go. Hug the knees or stretch and find your own breather. We're going to repeat that, so you can choose the level that you prefer, either single legs, up, up, down, down, or both legs. And we're going to add those arms in. So we're going to bring those arms above your shoulders to start. And as you lift the heel, I want you to lift the opposite shoulder. So I'm going to lift one shoulder and the opposite heel. So as soon as you lift the heel, I'm just going to place this arm down so you can see. As soon as you lift the heel, you're going to lift the shoulder and reach the opposite arm up towards the ceiling. Lifting up, keeping that arm lifted, tap down, and then lower the heel, lower the shoulder. Both arms are going to be up. So again, we lift, lift, down, down. Now again, you're doing exactly the same thing for your other variations. So up, up, down, down is exactly the same. Opposite shoulder and heel, you're lifting up, opposite shoulder and heel, scooping. So imagine the belly button is really scooping down into the core. Then again, we lower the foot, the shoulder and the heel, the foot, the shoulder and the heel. So you're really focusing on isolating those areas. It's the same if you're doing all fours. Lift the shoulders, so reach, lift the heels, scoop the tummy muscles, come up. You're still lengthening and you're still pulling through the shoulders. The belly button is pulling towards the floor. And then again, you lower the toes, lower the heels and the shoulders. So let's do a couple of rounds of that, adding in that shoulder action. And again, when your shoulders and heel lift up, think about your belly button pinning you down towards the floor. Choose your variation with the lower body and let's go. Again, relax the arms, stretch out the legs if you need to. So let's move to something slightly different. So we're going to go to hip rolls, your basic variation first, and then we'll add on and move forward from there. So pull your belly button in, lift the muscles of the pelvic floor, take your arms a little bit wider. Scoop through the tummy muscles as you roll over the feet. Take your gaze into the opposite direction to your knees, lifting the hip, lifting your waist, but keeping the shoulder blade down and connected to the floor. Scoop the tummy muscles so everything originates from the core, coming back into the center and switching sides. So again, just rotating, releasing from one side to the other. Now we're going to add on a bit of a mobility variation, so we get more of a stretch down the side of the lower back and the side of the leg. So we're scooping through the tummy muscles into your hip roll, so moving those legs over, lifting the hip, lifting the waist, relaxing the upper body. Use the core to drive the knee around, so imagine the foot is creating a big circle around the bottom leg. You can bring it in and hug it in if you want to, and we should feel it all the way through the side of the lower back and the hips. Again, imagine you're drawing a circle around with that big toe. Back to the start position, scoop through the tummy muscles, knees come back into the center, and again, rolling over, lift the hip, lift the waist, bringing the leg around, driving into where you can, again, maybe pulling it in to get an extra stretch. Scoop through the tummy muscles, bring the leg around, and come back to that start position, ready to go again.